Greetings and welcome. My name is Michael Miller. This is a Michael Miller trademark training video out to you because you're watching. Thank you and welcome. This broadcast is meant for Michael Miller Pilates licensed affiliates, licensed presenters, the Core New Core, my patrons, and anyone interested in surviving and thriving as a Pilates instructor. For a Monday, it doesn't seem like I have much to talk about, just two things. Number one is picture books, and number two is Instagram audience. And so, I felt I needed to share my two picture books, one on the Cadillac and one on the Reformer. Oh, interesting. Cadillac is all caps and Reformer isn't. Maybe Reformer should be all capitals. But what has been on the web for a long time, well over a decade, the images from the Cadillac and the Reformer that have been accessed and used by many are now available in paper and ink. It's 32-pound paper, and I haven't done this I did this on Facebook, but that's so much fun, and yet there's so much panic and fingers crossed that the right names go with the right exercises, and that the exercises that are the pictures that are meant to represent, right, the stages in the exercises actually do that. But there they are physically, and if you want to know how much one or both would cost you, send me an email and send me an email address, and a location where to have them delivered to, and I can send you some options about how much it would cost. But I need an email address and a delivered to address. And number two is that in making a post to Instagram showing the existence of those two picture books, I was really humbled and surprised by how much reaction I got from, I think, people that follow me that I'm unaware of, because I don't follow almost anybody. Insofar as I look at Instagram as a platform to project a point of view, and I know that's narrow in its application and use, but it's my reasoning for I couldn't handle as many follows. I couldn't follow as many people as are following me and keep my sanity. So this Instagram audience that's out there, I did a good thing in trying to add two and two and market my new picture books that are available. But I haven't really communicated anything to them like I have to you here on YouTube and elsewhere on Facebook in terms of the message of wanting, this message is meant for you to become a presenter and to be able to present these 5 things in order to explain CT and MMP. Now, I know you don't know what those initials mean, but that's part of what the presentation is about. And so the next level would be to say that CT is about biomechanics, and MMP is just one point of view of Pilates among yours and mine and everyone else's. Okay? The word Pilates is the mother of 10,000 points of view. MMP is just one point of view of Pilates, but it's what? MMP is different because it's based on a theory that you can get to an understanding of what it is, for what it is, that it has an essence of its own, just by taking 3 things out of Joe's book. The first 3 things that I encourage you to know, the 3 things I encourage you to know about, because they're straight from Joe. Whatever you make of beyond that, right? Knowing Joe in his own words, knowing Joe and in his words, his own sequence. So those are giant pieces of rock like Machu Picchu that are just in situ. They are in place. The 3 things to know to help explain CT and MMP come right out of Joe's book. And so, to my Instagram audience, I'm reluctant to, I don't know why, maybe that will change, but to make video clips and then post video clips to Instagram. It seems much more of an image-based and hashtag-based medium, culture, right? So, nevertheless, I would want to make a post I'm headed into. I should never announce plans ahead of time. But if I make a graphic of the 5 things that I want you to know to be a presenter, so that you can add 2 and 2 by explaining what CT and MMP mean, it will allow you to create an income stream as a presenter that then if someone's interested in the presentation, they can always then engage you as a teacher, and even better as an instructor, right? When you instruct, you ask a person to do. When you teach, you ask a person to think. And when you present, you're just trying to do what? I don't have a good explanation of what you're doing when you present. Ask a person to think. When you make a presentation, I guess, you might be asking a person to see. Envision the 2 mountains, and perhaps that's the purpose of the presentation. So to this Instagram audience, I want to post a graphic that just says Joe's definition, Joe's promise, and Joe's sequence. Cornu's definition and MMP's definition. Because that's the 5 things that you cover when you make a presentation of CT and MMP. You don't have to know them all as deeply as they can be explained. The trick is to make money explaining it in an amount of money in an amount of time that works for everyone. And the best way to control that, if we're talking about control, is to make an offer. Initiate the offer and then modify from there. Maybe there's a way to change a PowerPoint presentation into an Instagram-friendly delivery. Right? If you'd rather not have an app or need an app of a PowerPoint presentation on your phone or anywhere, it's still the same 5 things. 3 from Joe, right out of his book, and 2 from me. A definition of core new tension, which is about biomechanics. It comes before and is it's more universal in its identification of the way the human body engages itself to move through space. That's my claim to fame, I think, would be most definitively mine, is coming to a recognition of how the body engages itself in core new tension. And that's number 4. And number 4, the definition is just 4 words long, meaning it's oppositional rotation between axes. These are axes in your body of rotation that you have the capability of engaging in. And to the extent that one engagement interacts with the other, core new tension is happening. Oppositional rotation between axes. And from that you get more uniform engagement of your musculature. Right into the ideal that it's obvious that the body is reaching towards for real or in reality. You know, the body just didn't grow up this way. The body has evolved in its capacity to engage itself this way. And oppositional rotation makes more even distribution of the load of the body by a more uniform engagement of the musculature. In the engagement of tension between 2 points, you get a sensation of alignment. And then the 5th thing, the MMP definition, MMP stands for Michael Miller-Pilates. It's one point of view out of yours, mine, and everyone else's. It's based on Joe's book and seeks to explain his method based on what's in his book. So, learn those 5 things in order to be able to deliver a presentation. Now, maybe it's just the names of those 5 things. At least you know 3 of them are from Joe and 2 of them are from me. And the bottom line on the point of view is that Pilates is an experience. And that in Joe's own words, from Joe's own book, he explains that experience. Live can't live forever. Read between the lines and see behind the curtain. Add two and two. But after you evaluate points of view, and in the evaluation be able to distinguish and have a good handle on the difference between what is knowledge based on word of mouth versus knowledge based on explanation. Both are knowledge and both are part of the rich tapestry of the Pilates culture. Don't underestimate the significance of the knowledge that you hold by having listened to this, that there is an explanation. So from there, add two and two. Know how to make an offer. Be Christopher Columbus. Insist on Aretha Franklin treatment. Paid in advance. Cash in the purse, on the piano, as she sang. For being a presenter. Now, it gets more complicated and the money flow will be much more consistent. I'm encouraging you to know how to be a presenter that collects the kind of students you're looking for. Direct your thinking. Geist.